guys, and welcome to another reading vlog. So I haven't done this in a while. I've been kind of slacking on my book content lately. I just haven't been in a real reading mood, but now it's Halloween season. I have a ton of spooky books I want to read this month, which I probably am not going to get to all of them, but I already started reading one of those reads on my TBR, and that's Friend by Diana Henstell. So this is a book about a genius boy. He's 13 years old and he befriends this kid next door, and that kid dies tragically, and I think he tries to bring the kid back to life. It's a modern day Frankenstein story and also a tale about friendship and loneliness, and they adapted this into a film. Wes Craven adapted it into a film called Deadly Friend from the 80s, which is a movie I love. I haven't watched in forever, but I plan to watch after I finish reading this one, and this is so good so far. So I've already read a little over 100 pages, and it took about 100 pages before the inciting incident actually happens. But this book, the storytelling is so good, like the character development, characterization. I just feel like I'm really getting to know the characters, and this genius boy with a lot of heart, he feels so alone, and even his mother, she's going through a divorce, and her husband has already moved on, like he left her for another woman, and it's just talking about how she feels. And I think that the author does a good job at balancing the story of the young boy and his journey to make friends at his new school because they moved to a new town. Sorry, forgot to mention that. And the mother, balancing the mother's story of how she feels in all this. And also, there was an incident that happened that you know about, sort of. It's kind of mysterious. Something happened with the son and somebody died, and that's a reason why they're moving, because they have to send him to a new school. And it's just really interesting. It's just really good. I think that some might find it a little bit slow, but I think the writing is so beautiful, and it almost reminds me of a Stephen King book, like how detailed it is. And it's pretty short. I think it's only like it's only over a little over 300 pages, and I feel like I'm getting so much. I'm getting to know these characters so much, and I'm really enjoying it. So I haven't started reading anymore since my last update, but I had to tell somebody about my day. So when I took Barlow out for his walk, I took him out earlier, like around noon. There was a crow just like along my path, and he was just sitting there by the tree, and he wasn't like moving, but he was alive. Like his eyes were moving. I figured something was wrong, and then when I went out 2 hours later, he was dead, and I was like, this cannot be a good omen. This has to be bad. So I looked it up. A crow, finding a dead crow along the path can mean a change or transformation is about to come in your life, but I think it can also be a sign of death, but I could be wrong. So if I never return to update you, you know what happened. I died. Oh, it's been nice knowing you. So I just got to the part where the young boy, he is trying to bring his friend back to life, and it's just so atmospheric and well written. It just feels very cinematic in a way, and there's just so much uneasiness. You know that it's just a very dark situation, that even though they're doing something that's kind of completely unbelievable, like bringing a dead person back to life, it almost feels very real and believable, like everything that's leading up to that event. And it's a thunder and lightning storm happening at the same time as all of this, so it's just like so atmospheric, and I love it. It gives me Frankenstein vibes, so I'm really enjoying this one. And it's just so sad. Like I feel like on the surface yes, it's a story about a kid who brings back his friend back to life, but deep down it has all these themes of abandonment and loss. Each kid has their own issue to deal with. Like our main character, his father abandoned them and he struggles with fitting in and just feeling lonely and lost. And he's so desperate for friendship that when he finally got a friend and then he lost that friend, he decided he was going to bring that friend back. It's just this passion that he has for this friend and this friendship that he doesn't want to lose, like everything else in his life. And the young girl friend who was killed, she was abandoned by her mother and her father was super abusive, and there's just all these themes of abandonment and loneliness and loss, and it's just really sad. It's sad to read about this young kid who feels this way, because I feel like we've all felt this way. I felt this way at some point in my life, especially like now you look back on your life and you start questioning things like relationships, and it just makes me start to think about being in school again and just those feelings of not fitting in and so desperately wanting to be accepted by your peers. It's bringing back memories. But anyway, I'm just really enjoying this book. I'm nervous about where it's gonna go, because you can't bring back somebody to life, bring somebody back from the dead and expect things to go well after that. So I'll report back when I get there, but so far I'm really liking this. Hello, it is Friday, October 1st. It's officially spooky season, although it never really wasn't spooky season for me, because every day I live my life like it's Halloween, so it's just amped up to 11 right now. It's like 9:30ish right now, and I'm just getting a chance to sit down and read. Today was a busy day and I was doing a lot of stuff, trying to get a lot of stuff done, because I'm actually going away next weekend. So, and Halloween, the movie is on, Halloween 1978 and Halloween 2 are on, so it's festive. I'm feeling festive. So I just started reading this for tonight, and he has brought his friend back to life, which is not a shocker. I don't think that's a spoiler. Like, I think that's the main premise of it. But anyway, when they describe him seeing her for the first time, being brought back to life, it is so unsettling and chilling and just made me really uncomfortable, because you could put yourself in this little boy's shoes. It's dark and there's like a storm brewing, and he keeps lighting a match and the match keeps going out. So he's like trying to see, she's in a closet and he's trying to see her, but the match keeps going out, and it's just like, it feels like a scene from a horror movie. And he said that there were rats. He could hear noises rustling around, and he realized it was rats eating her at her feet, because she's like dead. And it sounds disgusting. And he was describing how the rats basically gnawed at her big toes, which is a little TMI, but I mean, this author is very good at being descriptive, but also making it not feel like too much. Like, it's uncomfortable and gross, but not being too gross, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I want to get back to it, and happy Halloween. I'm just gonna say that every single time I check in now, because it's October. It's officially Halloween. So. Hello, it is Monday, October 4th. It is a glorious day because Shudder has just released their new updated gulag for 2021 going in the background. I just love the gulag. The gulag just makes everything better, if you ask me. So anyway, ow, fuck, I just hit myself. So I'm still reading this. I am on page 269, chapter 25, and we are nearing the end. So things have hit the fan. I don't remember my last update, but basically the dead friend is doing some things that aren't good. It might be murder. It might be murder. Piggy, aka Paul, aka our main character, is struggling to figure out what to do. He doesn't know why the friend is doing these things, and he's also struggling mentally because he's keeping this all inside. And while this is all happening, he's also just struggling with the fact that he doesn't really have anybody to turn to in his life. He has no real friends, and it's just so sad. It's breaking my heart. I think that's the main message behind, or main theme, is just loneliness, feeling like you have no friends. Simultaneously, the mother is struggling to parent Paul on her own and deal with the loss of her marriage, and it's just a lot going on. What I love most about this book is the build-up. It is a build-up. It's slow. It's a slow build-up, but you're really getting to meet the characters. Then when it finally gets to what it's building up to, it's worth the wait. And I think that this author, Diana Henstell, she has a way with words. She creates such vivid imagery. So when stuff was happening, the good stuff, it was really disturbing and just so unsettling. And meanwhile, you're just imagining what is being done by a child, which makes it even more horrifying. And I think this book is going to be a new favorite. It's so well written, and I've just connected with the characters so much, and it's just terrifying. Yeah. So I just wanted to jump in and make a quick little observation. What I love most about this story are the characters. So we have a character who is 13 years old and he's a genius, but he's also still a kid. So even though he's smarter than pretty much everybody else around him, he still makes stupid decisions because he's a kid, and that's what kids do. They don't think clearly, and he's thinking with his emotions and passion, and that's what has gotten him into this situation. And he just keeps making things worse, and you just want to stop him and just be like, stop, just tell somebody, tell an adult. I know you think you're smart, but your thinking is not clearly right now. Is not clear right now. So I just love that there's that whole, he's a genius, but yeah, no, he's not a genius in all aspects of life. And it's just, it's sad and intense to read. My heart is racing for this poor boy, and I just hope things are going to end well for him, but I know they're not. They're not going to. He's in deep shit. Can't win them all. If you're a genius, you can still make stupid decisions. This boy is making a lot of them. Wow. This book, so good. The ending, I have no words. It was just so disturbing and just so heartbreaking and sad. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked. I think that this book is a new favorite. It's like now in my top 5 favorite books. Like, this was so good. Oh my god, I can't even describe things because I don't want to give it away, but all I can say is this is a tragedy. It is so sad, so dark and bleak, and the horror is so real, and just the way this author writes, it's just the most horrifying, vivid imagery of the most horrific things happening. There's a lot of dark stuff happening to children, so I want to warn you there. check some trigger warnings before going into this. It's like slow and subtle, but then when we get to the dark stuff, it's dark. There's also this psychological element where this character is just suffering so much mentally because he's so alone and he's just so depressed, and he just wants a friend and he just wants to be loved. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, we've all been there. It's just so sad, and just like how far a person will go to get that love and to protect that love in their life. Oh my gosh, this was so good. I am so glad I picked this up for my first read of October. It's a great way to kick off the month. I loved it. I loved it so much. I want to check out more from this author. Unfortunately, I don't think she's written a ton. Like, I think I only saw 2 other books written by her. Oh, but her writing style is my jam. I loved it. I cannot recommend this book enough. I feel like I'm overhyping it, but truly it was a journey. A journey that, like, it was just like a slow buildup of you really getting to know these characters and feeling for them, so that when the shit hits the fan, it really affects you. And wow. Yeah. Wow. That ending, man. I kind of had a thought that it was going there, but I didn't expect it to go there. And then when it did, I was just shocked. I was blown away. But I didn't see it ending any other way, which it's just, wow. It's just crazy. Yeah, I really liked this one. Highly recommend it. As I said like a million times already, I just like literally just finished it, so I'm on that high of just finishing it. But I think this is a 5-star read for me. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. And I want to pick up another book, but I think I gotta give myself some time to just absorb all this and mourn the loss of finishing this book. That was a good book.